In this video, we're going to talk about finding the just right book. So you might have lots of books to choose from. Maybe you have a collection at home, or maybe you're on Epic or Raz Kids. But even if you've got lots of choices, you always want to be careful to choose a book that's just right. So there are a few things that you need to keep in mind when choosing a book. And I was thinking about choosing books, and I had an experience today that sort of reminded me of choosing books. I was going out for a walk, and I was having some trouble. Let me show you that. So I started by putting on some slippers, but I soon realized that slippers were just not matching what I wanted to do. I was wanting to go for a walk outside, and the slippers were just not a good fit for that task. Next, I got out my shiny high-heeled shoes, and I thought, they look so great. I just love them. They make me happy just to see them. These will be perfect for my walk. But grade 2s, I must confess, they were pretty uncomfortable, and I was not able to walk very effectively in them. So those shoes that did not match my purpose of going for a walk reminded me of books. When you're choosing a book, you should have a purpose in mind. So maybe it's you want to learn about a certain topic like volcanoes. Maybe it's you want to read for fun. Maybe you want something to make you laugh. So you need to have a purpose in mind and then choose a book that fits that description. So if I'm wanting to learn about volcanoes, I'm not going to choose a Scaredy Squirrel book to help me do that. So next I got out my boots, my trusty boots, and so I put those on, but grade 2s I realized I just was not feeling like wearing them. I was not interested in them. I was not excited about how they looked or how they felt, so those were not a good fit for my walk either. So just like with shoes, make sure when you're choosing a book that it's one that you're interested in, that you're wanting to read. So grade 2s, if I really don't like cats, I'm sort of afraid of them, I find them sort of boring, I'm not going to choose a book all about cats. So next I got out Ellie's walking shoes. They definitely fit my purpose, they're made for walking, I think they look really cool and I like them, but grade 2s, I found out quickly they were just too small for me to walk in. They were not a good fit. Now, Mr. Barker has some really nice walking shoes, so I figured those would be perfect, and they definitely weren't too small. So I got those out, tried them on, but I realized very quickly they were way too big. So just like shoes can be way too small or way too big, and it's just not a good fit, books can also be too easy or too hard, and you need to pay attention to that when you're choosing a book. I have a couple of examples. So I've got this book here. It's called First 100 Words, and I'm going to try it and see if it's a just right fit for me. Colors, colored paints, red shoes, orange fish, green pear, pink flower. Grade 2s, I can already tell this book is too easy for me. I know all these words. It's not really challenging me in terms of what I'm understanding or what I'm learning. I need to choose a different book. Let's take a look at another book that I might choose. I've got this book here. This is Solomon and Friel Organic Chemistry, the 8th edition. And let's see if this one might be a good fit for me. All right, so it says, in addition to triphenylphosphine, assume that you have available as starting materials any necessary aldehydes, ketones, and organic halides. Triphenylphosphine can be used to convert epoxides to alkenes, for example. Triphenylphosphine can be used to convert epoxides to alkenes, for example. Grade 2s, not only are many of those words too hard for me, I also don't understand what I'm reading. This book is too hard. I need to find a just right book. So let's take a look at a book I have right here. I've got this book called This Moose Belongs to Me by Oliver Jeffers. Let's see if this one is a better fit. He hadn't always owned a moose. The moose came to him a while ago, and he just knew that it was meant to be his. He thought he would call him Marcel. Grade 2s, this feels like a just right book. It's not way too easy that it's sort of boring and I'm not getting anything out of it, but I know most of the words. There might be a couple that I don't know, but I can understand what's going on, I can follow along, and I know most of the words in the book. This book is a just right book. Finally, after all my efforts to go for a walk, I decided to try on my favorite red Converse walking shoes. And they were just right. They were perfect. They suited my purpose. They were meant for walking. I really liked them. I was interested in them. I thought they were great. They were a good fit. They weren't too big or too small. And I was able to walk just perfectly in them. So there's an acronym we can use to help us remember those important tips for choosing books. So the acronym is I-PICK. So the I stands for I choose a book. So this is what you're doing. You're choosing a book. And then there are 4 things you want to watch for. Those are the letters P-I-C-K, which stand for pick. So the P is for purpose. Why do I want to read it? So we talked about making sure that you're wanting to maybe learn about volcanoes, maybe you're reading for fun, maybe you want something to make you laugh. So have a purpose when you're choosing a book to read. The I stands for interest. So does it interest you? If it's a book that's going to be boring for you or you're just not interested in, don't choose that book. Choose a different book that interests you. The C stands for comprehend, so you have to understand it. When I was reading that chemistry book with all those words I didn't know anything about, I just didn't have enough background knowledge to really even understand it. And then the K is standing for know, so that means do you know almost all the words? So you shouldn't be constantly having to figure out a word. You should know most of the words, and then there will be a few that you'll need to work hard on solving. So you can use that acronym to help you choose books as you're reading this week. Happy reading. Bye.